All right, we are looking at lesson 103, advanced polynomial division.
Now you're sounding like Miranda.
He doesn't have the enthusiasm.
That's true.
I'm a smart dad now. I just feel like excited.
Yeah, she makes this class so much better.
Pumps it up.
She makes us excited.
She's the cheerleader of math.
She's excited.
All right,
Show it.
we're looking at polynomial division. Do you remember doing long division with polynomials? You did it last year, at the very end of the year, I think.
Yeah.
Where you did
Yeah, I
like
do.
the x squared and is it plus 0 and like
What's different about this one?
There's stuff missing.
It has a Y. Yeah, and stuff is missing. It's the same concept.
It's not so stuff.
stuff.
All right, so we are dividing x cubed plus y cubed by x plus y. So the x cubed plus y cubed goes in the little box, the little house, and the x plus y goes on the outside. How do we figure out what goes right here? Okay, x times what would give us x cubed? X squared. So x squared times x is x cubed, and then what do I have to do? Plus x squared times y, which is x squared y. You got to multiply it to each term. So once we get our two terms, what do? Subtract this one, subtract that one. What are you left with? Negative x squared y. What do you have to multiply x by to get negative x squared y? Negative x y. What is negative xy times x? Negative x squared y. And then, you don't have to. I mean, if it helps you, you can. But there are none of them, so 0, and then you each have a negative. That's fine. Are we done down here? What do we have to do next? Minus x y squared. What do you do after that? Yeah, change the signs. And now what do you have? X y squared. What do you have to multiply x by to get xy squared? Plus y squared. So x times y squared is xy squared. Y times y squared. Now what do? Change the sign. And what do you have? Do you have a remainder? No. Yeah, they're all zeros. So Emily was asking, can she do this? If you want to fill in the zeros, you can. You don't have to, if it helps you.
Why do you have an x squared?
I thought you just put.
X squared y and x y squared.
Why did that change?
It is.
Wait, the thing we just didn't do. So I have to learn it now.
Yes.
So you're gonna learn how to like back front and back up like
Why do you put x cubed minus 1?
x cubed O plus.
So we have to get a test by
That's not.
Oh, the answer is just this. That's what you ended up with. I was just writing it out, waiting for someone to point out that that was our formula.
So we're gonna end up
That's,
with that. Oh.
there will eventually be numbers.
Not this year.
Yeah, later.
Okay.
But that's just our formula.
That's for factor cubes.
Cubes. That's how that formula comes about.
X squared.
It's the exact same thing.
How am I going to know at the very beginning of the problem to put that?
To put this,
Zero x squared. And put the y squared.
you don't have to put them. You start with your x cubed, and then you just leave some space to put your end ones. Yes. Yeah, they won't always be ones that factor. I just wanted to do the ones that make the two formulas.
What the answer is.
Yeah.
Does x plus y times the answer? Or the x plus y?
No, that's just the answer.
I know, but the
Oh, yeah, x plus y times. Let's look at another one. Probably not. I write big, so. Yay, good. All right, what do we do first? Yx squared. X times x squared is x cubed. What comes next? Minus xy squared, x squared y. Now what? Do I have any of these already? So how many do I have now? Now what? X times what gives you x squared y? Well, we don't. X times x, is that x squared y? That's just x squared, so we need a y, right? So we got to add a y. xy times x is x squared y. Yeah. To put it up here, it just has to work with that x. So xy times x is what? X squared y. And now xy times negative y. Now what? Okay? X times what gives you xy squared? Is x times y squared xy squared? And negative y cubed? And so that is your answer. And if you that makes your formula. That's where it comes from.
If it's subtract x minus y, it's going to be plus plus. But if it's plus, it's going to be minus plus.
Does that make sense? Do y'all understand the long division?
Yes.
Okay. They were just giving you two that they create those formulas.
So
They won't always be a remainder of 0. Yeah, they could be random things.
You do get a remainder. Where do you add it?
Okay, so let's say we have a 2 here. You would say plus 2 over x minus y. Okay? It'd be like Remember how to do this?
Yeah.
You get 5, 10. You have a 2. So your remainder is 1 over 2.
Oh, I always told put R1, like remainder one. You never go back.
That's like third grade.
Yeah.
We went past that. Yeah, don't do the R's anymore.
Okay.
Any questions? None? Okay. All right then.